Life has seasons, some bright and easy, others cold and stormy. In the warmth, faith feels simple. In hardship, God can seem distant and silent. But even when prayers echo back empty, you're not alone. What if God's silence is not absence, but part of his plan? Let's journey back in time. Picture the disciples, seasoned fishermen crossing the Sea of Galilee. The day ends, and they are in their element, confident on the water. But then, a furious squall comes up, without warning. Imagine their expertise turning to terror as the boat is swamped by waves that threaten to swallow them whole. This wasn't just a storm, it was a life-threatening tempest, pushing these capable men to their absolute limit. And in the midst of this chaos, where is Jesus? He is in the stern, sleeping soundly on a cushion. His peace is a stark, almost jarring contrast to their panic. They see his stillness, and through their fear-tinted glasses, they misinterpret it completely. They mistake his silence for indifference, his rest for neglect. Their hearts cry out, "Doesn't he care that we're about to perish?" How often do we do the same? In the tempests of our own lives, the sudden diagnosis, the unexpected job loss, the ache of loneliness, we look for God and sometimes we perceive only silence. We mistake his quiet sovereignty for apathy. Finally, at their breaking point, they cry out to him, and with a simple command, a word of authority, he rebukes the wind and the waves. "Peace, be still." And there was a great calm. He doesn't just calm the storm around them, he addresses the storm within them. He turns to them and asks a question that echoes through the ages. "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" His question reveals the heart of the lesson. Their security was never in the calmness of the sea, but in the presence of the creator of the sea, right there in the boat with them. His presence was their ultimate security all along. So if you feel overwhelmed today, if the waves of life are crashing over you and God feels silent, remember this story. He is in the boat with you. His silence is not absence. It is an invitation to trust him on a deeper level, to find your peace not in the absence of the storm, but in the unwavering presence of the one who has power over it all. Consider the profound suffering of Job. He lost his children, his wealth, and his health, left to sit in ashes while friends offered accusations instead of comfort. In this devastation, Job lost everything and heard only silence from God. It was a silence that felt like abandonment, a crushing void where comfort should have been. Yet even in that abyss of pain, he clung to hope. It was a wrestling, a questioning, but a refusal to curse the God he could no longer feel. He believed there was a purpose hidden within the quiet, and he was right. God was working even in the quiet, forging a faith that could withstand anything. The silence was a crucible, preparing Job for a deeper revelation. When God finally spoke, he didn't just give back what was lost. He gave Job a more profound understanding of his sovereignty and restored him in the end. Then think of Lazarus. When Lazarus died, his sisters were consumed by grief. They had sent for Jesus, but Jesus delayed coming. His pause felt like denial. The agonizing wait stretched their faith to its breaking point. But the delay was not an absence of love. It was deliberate divine timing. It set the stage for a greater miracle. By waiting until the tomb, Jesus demonstrated a power that transcended sickness and death itself. These stories teach us that sometimes God's silence is a not yet. It is a sacred pause, a period of preparation. In the waiting, he is tilling the soil of our lives, strengthening our faith for a harvest we cannot yet see, preparing you for something bigger than you can imagine. In the heart of your storm, when the waves of uncertainty crash over you and the winds of fear howl in your ears, there is often a deeper, more unsettling tempest, the silence of God. It's a silence that can feel like abandonment, a quiet that echoes with your deepest doubts. You cry out, but hear only the storm. It is in this very place, this crucible of faith, that you are called to do the hardest thing, to hold on. Hold to his promises, not as flimsy platitudes, but as the unshakable anchor for your soul. Cling to the words he has spoken over and over again through the ages. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You see, he never promised a life without storms. That was never the deal. The journey of faith is not a placid lake. It is often a turbulent sea. But he did make a far greater promise, his unwavering presence in the midst of them. So do not mistake his silence for his absence. Do not confuse a season of waiting for a final rejection. Our human perspective is so limited, we see only the tangled threads on the underside of the tapestry. We feel the pressure, the pulling, the seeming chaos. But from his vantage point, God is working in ways you cannot yet see. He is weaving a masterpiece of grace and strength. Every moment of silence is filled with his purpose. He is not idle. He is forging resilience in your spirit, deepening your trust, and preparing the way for a dawn you can't yet imagine. One day, and that day will come, you will look back from a peaceful shore. You will see the path he carved for you through the treacherous waters, and you will understand. You will see his faithfulness not as a distant concept, but as 1,000 small rescues that led you safely home. The silence, the waiting, the storm, they do not get the final word. Despair does not have the last say. Hope will. Hope, rooted in his unchanging character, will shout louder than any storm. So take a deep breath, be still, and hold on,